Alright, so another video from the Brookings Arts Council. As always, my name is Shelby, and with Thanksgiving coming up and kind of just like the fall season, it's kind of fun to get a little festive with our art project today. And so we're gonna do a directed draw of a turkey, and then I'm gonna have you color it in. So as far as supplies go today, I have just some white, regular old copy paper from the printer. I have my pencil, I have an eraser in case I make a mistake, and then I do have colored pencils. That being said, you don't have to use colored pencils. If you'd rather use crayons or markers, or if your parents let you, you can use paint as well. Just make sure you clean up after yourself and don't make a big mess for them. But just, I like colored pencils, and so I use colored pencils. But yeah, so with that, we'll just get right started right away here. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the head of the turkey. And so the head of the turkey is really just a circle. That's all it is. And we want to make sure that, like, when the feathers, they're up around behind the turkey's head. So we don't want the turkey's head to be way up at the top of the paper. And so we're just going to draw a circle, not quite in the middle, but like in like the top half of the paper. Not super big, but big enough, just like so. Just a regular circle for the turkey's head. And so once you have that done, we're gonna do the body, which the body, like the head, is connected to the body. They don't really have a super long neck like humans do, where it would be like the circles are like have some space in between. And so we're gonna draw that turkey's body right onto the head, which is just another big circle. And so you get to decide if you want kind of a tall, skinny turkey or a short, fat turkey, like completely up to you, whatever you want. But I'll show you what mine's gonna be. I want kind of a fat, short little turkey. And so it's just another circle that just goes around just like so. And see, remember I talked about how they overlap. The head will overlap that body just like that. We don't want a space in between, nothing like that. So we have that turkey's head and the body. And so the next part here, just so we can kind of see that it maybe has some eyes, we're gonna add the eyes in. And so first we're gonna draw just some little circles, and we're gonna fill them in dark, because turkeys have, well, I guess they probably don't have eyes the same as us, but we're just gonna pretend because that's a little bit easier to draw. So we're just gonna draw in some pupils, is what those black dots are called. We have them in our eyes. And so we're gonna start with those just like so. Kind of like when you make a smiley face, the same kind of thing. And then you're gonna draw a circle around them like so. And so mine is like that. They're a little cross-eyed, but I think that just makes my turkey just a little cute. And then we're gonna draw the beak of the turkey. And so the turkey's beak is really just a triangle. And so we're gonna draw that triangle with the point going down, and I'll show you mine just like so. So that's my turkey's beak, just a triangle that's upside down, that's all. And then turkeys kind of have this weird kind of pink extra skin that goes on there. I can't remember what it's called, but really that's just drawing just a little bit of an extra piece. So it goes up and around and down and then back up, and it does connect to that beak there. So that's what we got for that turkey's face. So when you got that, we're gonna draw in his legs, because he's gonna be able to walk. And so for that, first we're gonna draw him right on the bottom. And turkeys have kind of some rounded toes, and so we're gonna draw two little sticks. We're gonna draw the legs first, just like so. So just two lines for those legs. And then on the bottom of those legs, we're gonna draw a scalloped bottom. So if you watched last week's video, we did that with the ice cream cones, but it's just three little humps on the bottom. And I'll show you mine, just like so. So that's what we got for those. And then the next kind of big part here is turkeys have really big kind of feathers. And so I want you to draw, we're gonna draw 5 lines, and we're gonna start and we're gonna draw one straight out of the top of the head, like so. Just straight out of the top of the head, just a regular line. We're not worrying about it being round or anything like that. And then we're gonna draw 2 more on either side of the head like that. And so I'll do those and I'll show you. Kind of going out to the side, like diagonal, not straight up, not straight out, but just kind of up to that corner of the paper on both sides. And then we're gonna 2 more, and I'm gonna put them right there and right there. And those ones will go straight out to the side. So I'll draw those and I'll show you those. Just like that. And so these lines, these don't really look like feathers, but it's a little bit easier to see where the feathers go if you have these guidelines to be able to show you which direction they go. Otherwise, sometimes the feathers all are upright, and that's not really how turkeys look. They have feathers that go in all the directions, all the way around. So these lines will help. So when you have these 5 lines drawn, we're gonna go on and we're gonna add feathers. And so I want you to add feathers on in between these lines. And so those are big, just kind of long, not quite rectangles, not quite circles, but kind of like an oval, if that makes sense. So I'll do one here in between these 2 lines on the turkey's head, just like so. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that in between, about that much space, with all of these feathers. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these to start, and then we'll do the next step. So I'll do the rest of those. Just like so. So I got my 4 big feathers there. And so the next step here is we're just gonna add some more feathers. We're gonna add it over top of those lines. And so we'll have 5 more feathers. And so we're gonna just add right on top a feather in between those ones that I already drew. That one will just have a line in the middle of it. And I'm gonna do the same with these lines. And so I'll show you those. Just like that. And so now we have these feathers that don't have a line, so we're gonna have to go in and add a line in the middle of those, because feathers do have a line. They have kind of a spine, kind of like a leaf. And so I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna just add that extra line in all my feathers so that they all match, just like that. And so now all of my feathers are round and they have a line and they all go in the right direction. And so the very last step now is to have the feathers on the turkey, because he's not just naked. He doesn't have like fur like a cat. He's got feathers. And so remember, we did that scalloped edge down here, and that's just a rounded bottom. And so we're just gonna add some design in here and do a rounded kind of scalloped look. It kind of looks like feathers. I'll do 1 row and then I'll show you and have you do the same. So I got 1 row of feathers in here, and I'm gonna add them in the whole thing. So I got 1 row, and I'm just gonna do a couple more, probably 3 more rows of those. And so I'll do those and I'll show you that. Alright, and so that's what we got for those rows of feathers on the turkey there. And so now that you have your turkey drawn, you can color him however you want. And I think it, whatever colors. Maybe you want a pink and green turkey. That is completely okay. Maybe you want it to be brown and orange like turkeys really are. It is completely up to you, but I'll have you color it. And then if you want, you can color the background, or you can cut it out and kind of just have your turkey out the positive space and get rid of that extra paper. So whatever you want to do to finish it, that's all right. I will go ahead and post a picture of my final drawing. I'll finish up an online for you. If you have questions or concerns or suggestions for future videos, or this one in general, you can go ahead and reach out to the Brookings Arts Council. You can either email or find us on Facebook. But that's all I got for you today. So it was great. I hope you had fun drawing this turkey, and happy Thanksgiving.